Hey everyone, come on in, like, share, subscribe to the mix, drop some comments. Those who are new to my channel, just letting you know some house rules. Your girl the mix, I pre-record most of my videos, and if you are new, those tuning in that are new, go ahead and smash that subscription button, and for everyone hit the notification bell. That's the way you will be in tune with all the content I drop on my channel. I go live too from time to time. Nothing consistent as of now, but it gets greater later, as I always say. And I would like for you guys to continue to support my channel. Those who have remained with me from day one, thank you so much. Those domestically and internationally. And please continue to support. Continue to support. Another way you can support by donating. Donation information is in the description section of this post. Zelle and Cash App. Also, most importantly, just listen to this video from beginning to end. Help push your girl through the algorithm by listening to this video and then sharing it as well. I mean, sharing is caring. This may not be for you, but it may be for someone else. So, okay. Also, lastly, head on over to the community section. Check out some polls I have going on. Vote. Also, I might do a surprise giveaway before the month is over. I will not let you guys know, but I'm working out some details mentally to see how I'm going to roll that out surprise wise. So stay connected and stay tuned for giveaway. Okay, jump right into the topic at hand. Yeah, 53 years of lies. Did you all check out the documentary? If so, drop it in the comment section, your thoughts on the documentary. It's on YouTube. Kirk Franklin has over 1 million subscribers. He dropped it on his YouTube channel. I actually initially was looking for it on like Amazon or Netflix, but I don't blame him from dropping it on his channel, his own channel. So, but it was great. I enjoyed it. Every aspect of it. It was raw. It was emotional. It was heartfelt. 53 years of lies. I had to do a recap on this video because I read a comment somewhere. Not sure which platform. And I want to say this right now. I totally disagree with the commenter. My original content on this topic will be linked in the description section of this post because I did a video on this some weeks ago. The commenter basically said something like this: great documentary, now keep your business and personal life off of social media. So that kind of somewhat triggered me a little bit because I'm like, what? Now, I'm not sure if the commenter actually understood the reasoning behind how Kirk Franklin decided to even do this documentary in its form or fashion, but obviously the commenter possibly failed to understand the totality of the documentary. Now, I'm definitely not a fan of oversharing, but this story was told and revealed in the manner how it was supposed to be told. It was told according to, in my opinion, God's trajectory. So to recap, and this is a spoiler alert, so if you haven't watched the documentary, fast forward and then finish listening to the rest. So what happened was Kirk Franklin was doing this album and was documenting the day-to-day experience of developing this album, the behind the scenes, etc. The album's supposed to drop this month, and if it has not already dropped. And I'm going to purchase the album and do a review on it. So stay tuned for that. So someone who's singing with Kirk Franklin on this album, because he has, other artists and composers and all of that stuff on the album with him, and singers as well. So they know the Kirk Franklin, I think a distant aunt passed away. And so he didn't have a relationship with that particular aunt. So he didn't go to the funeral. But the young lady who sings with him, I think she knew of the aunt. So she went to the funeral, and there was this guy named Rick, who is Kirk Franklin's biological father, officially. And he found this out back in May of this year, 2023. Whew, sheesh. So, plus, Kirk Franklin thought this other guy was his biological father because his mom told him that for 53 years. And he died. The guy died. And Kirk Franklin still didn't really have a great relationship with him prior to his death. So, but yeah. So, The young lady who sings with Kirk Franklin and who is supposed to be on this album, she actually attended the funeral. And you know how people talk and gather at funerals, etc. So the guy Rick was there, and he basically said something, and I'm paraphrasing, something about that how he used to deal with Kirk Franklin's mom back in the day, you know. So basically, it was rumors, I think chatter and all of that floating around anyway, that he could have possibly been his dad, but that never was confirmed. So Rick basically was like, you know what? If Kirk is, whenever he wants to, I don't mind submitting a DNA just to give him some type of closure or if I am. But Rick basically said he did deal with Kirk Franklin's mom. I don't think he went into the logistics as to how many times, all of that, but they had a thing going on at one particular time back in the day. So what happened was a message got back to Kirk Franklin, obviously from the lady who sings in, with him on this album, and he reached out and Rick did a DNA and all of that. Kirk did his, and voila, it was the truth. It was the truth. It became the truth. Rick didn't know. All he knew that he did deal with Kirk Franklin's mom, so there was a strong chance. But and then also too, according to the documentary, he basically was stating that if he had any inkling back then, he would have stepped up and this and that. And mind you, if you haven't watched the documentary and you're still tuning in, Kirk Franklin's biological father, Rick, he's doing exceptionally well. He seems like a stand-up guy. So it's not like this is some type of, I want fame, fortune, money, this and that. The guy's doing pretty well for himself. And it's so ironic is that Kirk Franklin's studio is right down the street from where he lives, his biological father. And he had no idea. Whew, sheesh. I get a bit emotional every time. So, but back to the commenter. In my opinion, this was nothing but God working in the midst. So I do not see this as someone sharing their business from a negative connotation perspective. I see Kirk Franklin's story and overall life journey being used as an opportunity to possibly help others may have experienced someone lying to them, manipulating them, something similar to Kirk's situation or not similar, but experienced the web of lies, manipulation, and all of that, which has impacted the receiving person's, the person on the receiving end, life in its totality. Because we all know, everyone, let's just be honest and transparent. Lies, especially stemming from childhood or adolescent years, could change the trajectory of anyone's life. More bad than good. So Kirk's story, 53 years of lies, was supposed to be told this way. It was supposed to be shared with the world. The documentary is actually named Father's Day. It was not supposed to even be named that until things started to unfold and unravel in real time right before Kirk Franklin's eyes while he's working on his album. Like I said, nothing but God. This was definitely needed, in my opinion, from a humanity perspective. Just think how many people on this earth has experienced something like this, past or present, and hopefully sharing a terrible experience like this could hold others accountable and to be open and more transparent and honest with whomever they have wronged in this manner. That way healing will begin, and also hopefully by Kirk Franklin sharing his story, sharing his experience, this could possibly prevent something like this from happening to someone else. Now let's ask ourselves this question. Now, why would Kirk Franklin's mother lie like this? The world may never know. And I say this respectfully. Whew, this is really tough. I cannot speak on her behalf. And to my understanding, you guys, she is still denying the DNA results. Mind you, Kirk and his biological father did a second DNA test. And Kirk's mom rejected it. Unreal. This is unimaginable. Mind you, Kirk had not seen his mom in about probably 20 years, I'm estimating or whatever, but you have to check out the documentary to get the exact details, excuse me. So yeah, he and his mom hadn't seen each other, I guess, in person within the past 20 years. So yes, they had a strained relationship for a couple decades, and only when he discovered his real biological father is when he reconnected with her in person to share the news, question her about the lies, about the mistruth, about passing another gentleman, off as his father who has since passed away. And Kirk and that guy did not have the best relationship. And his mom continued to deny the DNA results. In my opinion, everyone, my guess is she simply believes her own lies and refuses to hold herself accountable. Or perhaps she's ashamed or embarrassed from within herself, and just refuses to come to terms with the truth and wants to continue with her own control and narrative of the 53 years of lies. I cannot even imagine how Kirk Franklin feels. When you think you heard one lie, one untruth, you think you heard them all. A lie at this magnitude has to be gut crushing. Have you all heard the phrase of taking something to your own grave? Well, I truly think she might just do that contrary to what the scientific results said DNA wise. You know how people be like, I'm going to take this to my grave. Again, with all due respect, it's okay, this is the month of October. I believe Kirk Franklin, to my understanding, found out it was in May that his biological father was Rick. His mom continued to deny the DNA results. To my understanding, Kirk Franklin completely has cut off all ties with his mom until she's ready to really have the conversation and come to terms with it and be honest. But again, watch the documentary. As I mentioned earlier, you guys, how lies, untruths, manipulations could highly change the trajectory of someone's life, especially when you speak from an adolescent or childhood perspective. So Kirk Franklin was inadvertently thrown into this path, no fault of his own. So sharing this, in my opinion, is likely a healing journey for many people who may have a similar story. I too experienced a lie and manipulation, no fault of my own, when I was under the age of 18, facilitated by a parent of mine, my mom, respectfully, I'm saying this respectfully, but I'm past it, no grudges or bitterness. But what occurred did change the trajectory of my life. It's weird, you guys, because I just got over that life-changing situation about 2 years ago. Yes, about 2 years ago, and I'm in my latter years. A conversation took place, which was initiated by myself. And I reached out to my mom because I was attending some therapy sessions, and I encourage therapy. There's nothing wrong with that. Wherever you're at in your life, spiritual therapy, someone who is a therapist in a degreed field, just do your background checks, do some Google searches to try to gain a little bit information on said therapist. But yes, and I occasionally revisit therapy, maybe once a year or maybe every 2 years. So yeah. So my therapist actually suggested that I bring this up because I kind of piled on my therapist, but that's what the therapy is for. And then the therapist helps you sort out whatever. So yeah, it was weird. Like I said, a conversation took place, initiated by me. And it was definitely triggering because instead of humbly apologizing, meaning my mom, she made it about herself. And that crushed me. I felt like I was literally reliving it all over again. Meaning she gave a reason, an excuse why she lied and tricked me and handled the situation the way she did. My soul back then left my body. And when we were having that conversation, my soul left my body again. It did. I'm being transparent right now. But nevertheless, I genuinely forgave her. She apologized in a weird way. I don't, in my most humble opinion, I don't think it was an apology. Because like I said, it followed by a reason, an excuse. So, but I'm past it. I genuinely forgave her, like I said, of that horrific experience and memory. Nevertheless, I genuinely forgave, but I carry that horrific memory with me for the rest of my life. I do. I do. One day, hopefully, in the near future, I will write a book to share my story and to continue the healing journey. I'm not bitter. I'm not angry. Thankfully, thank God, I've gotten past that. You guys do not understand. You know when you're delivered from bitterness, anger, and resentment. You know when you're delivered from that. And I can honestly say here on this video, I'm delivered from that. And I'm happily delivered from that. It's like a huge weight off my shoulder. I feel like I can kind of conquer the world. I don't know. So yeah, to the commenter, I respectfully disagree with your thoughts about Kirk Franklin sharing this experience, horrific experience with the world, telling his business. In my opinion, he used his platform, his story, to share our business, figuratively speaking. That's my take and recap on this. Reacting and responding to the commenter. Again, I wished I would have screenshot that to have it here on the screen on the slideshow, but that's neither here nor there. Hopefully you guys see my point. Hopefully you all watch Kirk Franklin's documentary. If you have, let's get the discussion going in the comment section. I will run some polls, the community section, a couple polls on this topic. So stay connected to my channel, The Mix. I appreciate your support domestically, internationally. Again, if you are feeling generous and want to support my channel continuously in a monetary fashion, you can go ahead and zelle your girl or cash app me. That information is again in the description section of this post. I appreciate you guys. Like this video, share this video, and I will talk to you guys soon. Bye.